The James Webb Space Telescope has found something out there in the universe called little red dots.
Little red dots.
Little red dots.
Little red dots. They're little, they're red, and they are dots. But let's let an expert, NPR's Nell Greenfield-Boyce, tell us more.
Little red dots are compact objects far smaller than our own Milky Way galaxy.
Okay, that one's not going anywhere. What they are is, for one, not little. They are the size of small galaxies, or they're about to become galaxies. They're smaller than our galaxy, but the size of a galaxy. I'd say in the history of nomenclature, there has never, ever been a thing this big called little. But what are little red dots? I ChatGPT'd it, trying to get that going as a replacement for I Googled it, because I actually did Google it. So anyway, let's say I ChatGPT'd it when I really Googled it. And what came back, I wrote in, what are little red dots? And what came back was this answer, petechiae. Petechiae. There was also a video.
In this video, I'm going to be explaining why it is you develop those little red dots all over your lower legs and around your ankles, maybe after prolonged standing.
Yeah, that is not it either. That's not it at all. Those little red dots are spots on the skin. We're talking about spots in the universe. So cosmologists don't know what they are. The theory is they're pre-black holes. From space.com, an accretion disk feeding a supermassive black hole in a central galactic region known as an active galactic nucleus. I like saying those words. I'm not sure I understand anymore what little red dots are. I did find out that, also from space.com, little red dot galaxies owe some of their coloration to a phenomenon called redshift. As light towards a galaxy travels towards Earth, the expansion of the universe stretches its wavelength, simultaneously lowering its frequency. So, given that it's our perception of red, we have just determined that while they are not little, they're also not red. Maybe they appear red to us after this shift, so maybe you could say they are red since we're the only ones paying attention and doing the looking. But again, little red dots, not red, not little. And they're not dots, they're gigantic. And also, they're not are, they were. They existed from about the Big Bang to a billion and a half years after the Big Bang. I love space and cosmology. Billion and a half. Just throw that's my rounding error, 500 million years. And then they think, I don't think, I was told about them, that they become galaxies and black holes. Perhaps, cosmologists theorize. This is all interesting. I guess I do beat myself up a little bit about these kinds of stories. It should be more interesting to me. I mean, this is interesting. And yet all I could care about is Pete Hegseth's hearing or war in one region of one planet going on right now. This isn't even, little red dots are an even history because they predate Earth. They are the cosmos. They are of the cosmos. It really should blow my mind. It kind of doesn't. Why? What's wrong with me? If we didn't know this about little red dots, or whatever we do know about little red dots, or if we got this wrong, let's say our conception of little red dots, as important as they are, was wrong, would it affect things? I don't know how different we'd all be. I do want them studied. I prefer knowledge to ignorance. I'm glad someone knows about them and are theorizing about them. But I could go on and on about so many topics where I ask, why this and not that? Why focus and pay attention to this and not that thing? Why focus on the trade gap? That makes no sense. Not the exchange rate. Or unemployment instead of wage growth. I have done those spiels. The Gaza war? Awful. Tigray? Worse. Why this and not that? I've done a spiel about that one. Also, if you sub in Sudan for Tigray, I have done a spiel for that one. But the entire universe, everything ever, mostly I ignore it. This might be my first spiel on cosmology. It just does not spark my interest. Take it or leave it, I say. What I get excited about is I'm working on a corker about roles for older women in Hollywood. I've done a spiel, maybe 2, on that in the past. I'm going to do one in the future. That gets me going, not the entire universe. There is something wrong with me, but I think there's something wrong with a lot of us. Is it maybe, I was thinking about this, why don't I care? Is it when things get too big, they become confounding, they escape proportionality? We have no framework, we have no frame of reference, they no longer have any meaning to us that we can understand. Is the failing on my part, or is it the part of the intellect of humankind? See how I so readily blame my whole species? I don't know. It's apparently not the whole species because, as I said, cosmologists, they're very interested. Now, it is sad that 85% of people will hear about what cosmologists are studying and think, oh, that lady that colors my hair. But is it sad or is it understandable? We deal with cosmetologists all the time. We barely ever deal with cosmologists. Maybe we should deal with cosmologists more. I do wonder if it's a failing to wonder. Maybe little red dots just remind me of my third least favorite candy as a child, so I refuse to get my mind around it. Maybe I don't like thinking about myself as a wee speck in the midst of nowhere, no place and no time. In this way, I perhaps relate to the little red dot, which again, are not little, not red, and not dots. They're not even are. But, they are dots on our journey of consciousness and understanding. Or, I'm more prone to believe not.